Fire extinguisher shit, not water. This happened.
So I cut this with a knife. I think we're gonna die.
No, we're not gonna die. But you never put this out with water, you know that. Just press it.
Kansas City glowed with a gentle warmth on this breezy afternoon, its streets humming with the familiar rhythms of everyday life. Yet, for a few lucky onlookers, the ordinary was about to give way to something quietly extraordinary. There was no parade, no camera crews, just a subtle ripple of excitement as people noticed Taylor Swift, world-renowned superstar, stepping out for an unassuming grocery run that would linger in everyone's memory. Normally, the appearance of someone like Taylor would be a spectacle, flashes of paparazzi, a protective wall of bodyguards, maybe even a sea of fans pressed up against barricades. But that day was different. Taylor emerged into the golden Kansas City light in a soft white tee and a flowing brown skirt that caught the breeze and danced around her ankles. Her hair was swept back into a relaxed bun, dark sunglasses shielding her eyes from curious glances. She moved with calm purpose through the market aisles, as if she belonged there, as if she'd been shopping there all her life. Those watching sensed this was no ordinary errand. There was a mission behind each step, each glance at the ripest tomato or the freshest loaf of bakery bread. It didn't take a detective to connect the dots. Travis Kelce, Kansas City's own football hero, had a rare day off after grueling weeks at Chiefs training camp. Taylor's grocery cart wasn't filled with random snacks or quick fixes. Instead, she chose bundles of greens, plump tomatoes, glossy fruits, boxes of pasta, fine cuts of meat, and all the ingredients that spell out one thing: home-cooked comfort. Speculation bubbled among the small knots of fans who noticed her. Was she planning a surprise for Travis? Maybe a dinner to celebrate a hard-won rest day. In the world of Taylor Swift, every detail is a lyric, every gesture a clue, and fans are always watching for the next verse in her evolving love story. This wasn't the first time Taylor's culinary side had been the subject of whispers and stories. Travis himself has grinned his way through interviews, painting her not just as a global pop icon, but as a magician in the kitchen. There are stories about Taylor baking cinnamon rolls for late-night studio sessions, making crispy chicken tenders for friends' sleepovers, even mastering Philly cheesesteaks from scratch just to impress a boyfriend. Her friends, Gigi Hadid, Selena Gomez, and even Kylie Kelce, Travis's sister-in-law, have all shared tales of Taylor's warmth and her habit of showing love through food. As she moved through the store, Taylor radiated a contented calm. She greeted staff with quiet gratitude, smiled at the shy fans who gathered the courage to say hello, and never once seemed flustered by the attention. There were no assistants, no stylists, no swarm of PR people. Just Taylor, a cart full of groceries, and the peaceful air of someone doing something real for someone they love. Word spread quickly. The city, fiercely protective of its adopted superstar, watched as she disappeared into the afternoon, groceries in tow, and everyone who caught a glimpse felt like they'd been let in on a secret. Kansas City has become a haven for Taylor and Travis, a place where they can slip into routines and rituals that make a house feel like a home. Their romance has captured imaginations not because of flashy headlines or over-the-top gestures, but because of moments just like this. Two of the world's most recognizable faces choosing an ordinary life, finding real joy in the basics of love. Can you imagine Travis, fresh from practice, expecting to collapse on the couch, only to find Taylor at the stove, hair up, humming a tune, stirring a pot of something rich with garlic and promise? No stadium roars, no flashing lights, just the quiet, powerful magic of coming home to someone who cares enough to create comfort from scratch. For Taylor, the kitchen is a sanctuary, a place where time slows down, where she can pour herself into the kind of care that doesn't need applause. The simple act of cooking becomes a love letter, each ingredient chosen with intention, each step a small promise. Maybe she's making Travis's favorite, maybe she's trying out a new recipe, or maybe she's sticking to a classic comfort dish, the kind that fills more than just the stomach. It fills the soul. The fans who saw her at the market that day described her as radiant, like someone in love about to do something special. Her focus was absolute, her happiness unmistakable. The way she and Travis show up for each other, he crossing oceans to support her on tour, she learning the rhythms of his world and creating a sanctuary in their Kansas City home, sets a new standard for partnership. Not grand gestures, but the steady, everyday presence of someone who truly understands what it means to be there for each other. While the online world busies itself with rumors of engagement rings and wedding bells, those who pay attention know the real headline. Taylor Swift is cooking for Travis Kelce tonight. Somewhere in a quiet Kansas City kitchen, love is being served up with every spoonful. Inside that kitchen, the scene is almost cinematic. Taylor, sleeves rolled up, moves from stove to counter, checking on a simmering sauce, tasting, adjusting, maybe sneaking a bite of something sweet. The kitchen is alive with the sounds of bubbling pots, the clink of utensils, the soft thud of a loaf of bread being sliced. Maybe she's humming under her breath, maybe she's listening to a playlist of old favorites. The world falls away, and all that matters is the meal she's making for the person she loves. Travis steps through the door, the weight of practice and expectation slipping from his shoulders as he's greeted by the familiar smell of something wonderful cooking. He drops his bag, grins, and leans in to steal a kiss before washing up. The moment is theirs alone, untouched by fame or expectation. It could be any couple, anywhere, except that it's Taylor and Travis, and for a few hours, they're just two people in love, sharing the rituals of an ordinary day. Kansas City's people have come to embrace them, not as celebrities, but as neighbors. They watch these glimpses of everyday romance with a kind of fierce hometown pride. It's not about spectacle or show. It's about the deep, ordinary ways love is proven again and again in the tiny rituals of daily life. Whether it's a late-night grocery run, a favorite song played softly in the living room, or a meal shared at the kitchen table, these are the moments that matter most. Taylor's friends aren't surprised to see her pouring herself into the role of loving partner. They've watched her nurture those she cares for, always showing up in ways that feel genuine and thoughtful. Baking, cooking, creating comfort, it's as much a part of her as songwriting or performing. And Travis, for his part, is never shy about expressing his gratitude. In interviews, he lights up when talking about Taylor's cooking, recounting stories of surprise dinners, late-night snacks, and the way she makes every meal feel like a celebration. Even Kylie Kelce has smiled knowingly when asked about Taylor's kitchen skills, confirming with a sister-in-law's pride that Taylor takes care of her people in ways that go far beyond the stage. For fans watching from afar, these glimpses into Taylor and Travis's world are as satisfying as any concert or touchdown. The romance feels real, grounded, and refreshingly normal, a reminder that even in the whirlwind of fame, it's possible to carve out a little space for love to flourish. As the sun set over Kansas City, painting the sky in shades of peach and lavender, a few more people caught sight of Taylor's car pulling away from the market, groceries loaded in the back. Maybe they exchanged stories about what she might be making, or speculated on the exact moment Travis would walk through the door to the smell of dinner and the sound of Taylor's laughter drifting down the hall. Somewhere in a cozy kitchen, the two of them would sit down to eat, plates piled high, the world outside forgotten. Maybe they'd talk about the day, swap stories, or simply sit in comfortable silence, grateful for the small miracle of finding each other in a world that rarely slows down. For a superstar and an athlete, these are the moments that matter most, the quiet, ordinary rituals that make a life together. In the end, it isn't the stadium lights or the sold-out tours that define their love story. It's the way Taylor shops for the perfect tomato, the way Travis smiles when he walks through the door, the way Kansas City has become their unlikely sanctuary. It's the knowledge that, no matter how extraordinary their lives may seem from the outside, happiness is found in the most ordinary of places, a kitchen filled with the smells of home, two people choosing each other day after day. So the next time you find yourself in a Kansas City market, look a little closer at the woman in the fluttering skirt, scanning the produce with a thoughtful gaze. You might just be witnessing another chapter in a love story that's as real and sweet as the city itself, a reminder that, sometimes, the most beautiful moments are the quietest ones of all.